Hey, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited to be here. We're going to talk about what we did with our faith, and we're going to be held accountable for what we did with our faith. And so, anyway, let's start out by acknowledging Him. Jesus, we thank you. We praise you that you are here with us today. Thank you that you want everyone to know how good you are, how much you have for us, more than we can even imagine, ask, or think. But we have to learn to receive and understand faith. And so I'm going to start out by telling you something I did with my faith. And it was some years back. I had stopped going on the treadmill for a while, and I went on again after maybe 2, 3 months. And I went at it too hard and broke my tibia bone. And how do I know I did that? Jesus told me. He told me it was broke. And so I was taking ibuprofen and saying, by his stripes, I was healed, calling those things to be not as though they were, of course. And it took a little bit. And I said, Jesus, why isn't this working? And he told me to stop taking the ibuprofen. And I also had someone watching me who didn't believe that it was broke. Because after I went off the ibuprofen, it actually felt better. But then he confirmed to me that it was broke. I could feel the bone shift when I was in the store. And I kept doing what I did every day: dinner, taking my dogs for a walk. I just kept doing the things that you would do if you weren't sick or in pain. And it finally happened. I woke up in the morning and I could run, jump, skip, hop with absolutely, positively no pain. I was healed. And Jesus wants us to understand and know that He's not holding back. It's just we haven't learned how to exercise our faith. We have to use our faith in order for it to happen. And so in everything that you go through in your life, you can get healed. You can. And sometimes it takes a little while, sometimes it doesn't. He always tells you what the problem is. And James says that you can go to God and ask for wisdom, and He gives to all liberally without fault finding, not just some, not just sometimes. He doesn't have favorites, but He gives to all. And as I said, He wants us to know and practice our faith. We have to have faith to even get ready for Him to come, and He's coming. And so practicing faith in every area of our life is vital. Receiving from Him by faith. He's not just going to put something on you. We have free will, but He is going to wait for you to receive it. And I just want to remind you of the woman of the issue of blood. Jesus said, "Who touched me?" She thought, if I could just touch the hem of His garment, I would be made whole. And she did. She touched Him, and healing power left Him. He said he could feel it. And He said to Jairus, who was waiting, his little daughter was at home sick and actually died while he was there. And Jesus turned to him as soon as he got the news and said, "Only believe. Only believe." And that's what He's saying to you today. Only believe. Challenge Him. And instead of taking something for your headache, just challenge Him. And instead of, if your leg hurts or whatever hurts, challenge Him and say, "I'm healed. I believe that I'm healed." I just heard Him remind me of we were out at our cottage, and I fell up the steps. I usually do. I don't usually fall down the steps. I fall up the steps. And I stubbed my toe, and it hurt. But it wasn't until I came home and laid down that it started pounding and hurting. And it hurt so bad that I was crying. And I kept saying, "By His stripes we were healed." We didn't have anything in the house to take. No one even offered to go to the store to get me anything. because they know me, I guess. And so, of course, everybody was tired as well. So I just kept going, no pain in Jesus' name. And then I started saying, I'm going to fall asleep. And when I wake up, that pain's going to be gone. And just as I said, happened. Jesus said, whatever you say will happen if you believe what you say. And that's exactly what happened. I woke up the next morning and I put on my jogging shoes and I went for a jog. My foot was swollen, my toe was still swollen, but I went for a jog. And recently I stubbed my toe again and I did the exact same thing. I was just, off and doing things all day long. And then when I lay down that night, oh, did that hurt? That hurt so much. And I was crying again. And I don't know if it was the same toe or not, but actually, I think it is. But anyway, I was so convinced it was broke. But I kept saying, no pain in Jesus' name, no pain in Jesus' name. But this time, actually, I did take something first because it was so bad that I couldn't stand it. And so I did take some Tylenol and ibuprofen. But Jesus, He is so faithful. He's so faithful. I kept saying, no pain in Jesus' name, no pain in Jesus' name. And before I fell asleep, before that could even really kick in, that pain was gone. And then the next day, my toe was like 90% healed, no pain. He's so good. He's so amazing. And He wants us to understand that it's our faith. We need to have and exercise our faith. And we get faith from hearing the word, from hearing those wonderful testimonies that are in the word, from hearing other people's testimonies. So I want to encourage you, as we have been, as I have been, to tell me what you're believing for. Tell others what you believed for, and it happened. And Jesus is saying, don't take this lightly, but this is something that we need to do. This is something that we need to do. We need to exercise our faith and get to the place where we are ready for His return. He said, will I find faith when I return? Will there be faith on the earth? Are we just doing things as the world does things? Are we just doing whatever? Are we on the wide path, not even acknowledging what Jesus did? That He shed His blood and He took those stripes. He bore your sickness, your disease, your sorrow, and your pain. And He's asking you to show Him off, to do it, to do what to show what He did. Not just say, oh yeah, I know, and walk away and not acknowledge Him. So thank you so much for listening. God bless.